Hey, welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be doing individual beef Wellingtons. Instead of doing the whole roast, we're going to do individual filet mignon. So I have some bacon wrapped filet mignon here. I'm going to go ahead and season it with my steak seasoning. That's going to be for sale soon on jacksonfamilyfoods.com. I'll go ahead and let you guys know as soon as that's on the market. Now, I seasoned both sides, and what we're going to do is we're going to cook this in an immersion cooker. It's called a sous vide. Now, what we have to do is we have to vacuum seal it first, and what this does is it cooks at a precise temperature. We're going to cook it at 130 degrees for about 2 hours. That means it's going to come out rare. It's going to come out super tender because it cooked it a long time. We got to break down those fibers inside the meat, so it's going to be amazing and real soft, real tender, and real flavorful. Now, after I vacuum seal it, I'm going to go ahead, throw it in the sous vide. Like I said, about 2 hours. And this gives you plenty of time to go ahead and finish up everything else you need to prep for the beef Wellington. So I'm going to get the mushroom duxelle done. I waited about an hour and a half to do this because it only takes about 30 minutes. But when you start it, just go ahead and grab your food processor or chop them up on the table, however you want to do it. What I did was about 2.5 pounds of mushrooms right here. The reason I use so many mushrooms is because mushrooms are mainly water, and we're going to cook all that water out. So I'll show you exactly what I mean right here. You go ahead and take a hot pan, no oil, no butter, no grease, nothing. Throw the dry mushrooms in there and keep cooking it. Keep it at a consistent heat. It's going to be nothing going on at first. Eventually you'll start seeing some steam come up. Keep stirring, and eventually about 20 minutes later you're going to start seeing it look like ground beef, just like this. When it gets to this consistency, go ahead, take it off, put it in a bowl, and let it cool down. While that's cooling down, I went ahead and went back to the sous vide. It was 2 hours later. Go ahead and cut the bag open and save this juice right here. This juice is gold, guys. It is amazing. You can make gravy out of that and all kinds of other stuff. And right now what I'm doing is I'm cutting the strings that are holding the bacon onto the fillets. What I decided to do was take the bacon off, and I made another dish with that, and I'll show you guys that in another video. But what we're going to do now is sear the steaks. So, hot cast iron pan, a little bit of cooking oil in there, and about 15 to 20 seconds per side. You just want to get a good sear on each side. Take it out and lightly baste each one of the steaks with a little bit of Dijon mustard. I know Gordon Ramsay is going to kill me for that, but yeah, I use Dijon. Take a couple of slices of prosciutto, Parma ham if you have a prosciutto, is what I used. Go ahead and lay out your mushroom duxelle. Make sure it's nice and thin. And what you're going to do is take one of the steaks and roll it in there, pull the sides in, and you're good to go. Now, once this is done, you're going to go ahead and refrigerate it for 20 minutes. You do have to make sure it's nice and tight. You have to make sure it's real crimped up like this. You need it to look like a ball. It's going to hold its shape like that. Refrigerate it. Go ahead, take out your puff pastry. Now what I did was I cut a little more than what I thought I was going to need for the puff pastry. Now what you do is line it up, seam side down. I cut along the side, and you're just going to roll it into the puff pastry. Make sure there's no open seams. If you like, now remember, I did mine in the sous vide at 130 degrees, so that's like a blue rare. I wanted it a little more done, so what I did was I waited for it to brown, and I added 3 minutes. It came out perfect rare. If you want it medium rare, then you're going to go ahead 3 to 5 minutes. You want it medium, you're going to do 5 to 8 minutes. Medium well, about 10 minutes. And I wouldn't go any further than medium well, but well done, 10 to 15, and they come out like this. Perfect. Thank you guys so much, and look forward to seeing you guys again soon.